focus your attention on them better because you're not trying to please 500 people, maybe 100 will now create the same kind of revenue that the 500 did. But you can spend more time with those people, and guess what? Customer service is a big deal right now. So that's part of it. What do they do for a living? Get in their head. You know, why would they like my product or service? Think about it from their perspective. Don't think about it from your perspective. That's what a lot of people do. They think about, how can I sell this person? Think about it. What do they do? Why do they like this? Why would they need it? How much money are they willing to spend? Think of it from their perspective. How would I, if I was going to use this service, how would I want to be presented if I was this type of a person? That's going to change the way that you do your marketing. That's going to change the way that you speak about your business. It's really kind of simple things, but it adds up. So once you kind of figure out who your prime customer is, you want to focus in on those prime customers' neighborhoods. So let's say, you know, you're doing some direct mail, for example. You can go to Sales Genie or which one is it here? ZapData? Yeah, ZapData or SalesGenie.com. And you can purchase these leads. You can say, I want people that make $250,000 a year or more living in these zip codes. I want them between this age and this age. I want, you know, you can even sometimes pick out what jobs, what type of industries they work in. And then it'll give you a list. They'll say, okay, we have 10,000 leads. And maybe you're a small business, you can't afford the whole 10,000, but you go, okay, well, I'll buy 500 of them and start there. So instead of taking all of your marketing and spreading it all over the place, if you now focus in on these prime customers, well, guess what? When you get a few of those, that's a lot better than getting a bunch of the other customers. And it's a lot easier. So you're not spending more money to capture this audience. You're just focusing your money, like laser beaming it in. You're being more effective with your dollars. So, you know, be strategic. Don't spend more money. Be strategic. And then once you figure out your prime customers, give them special deals. Give them deals that you're not giving to anyone else. So if, let's see, you know, so if you're a winery, for example, you know, don't focus on everyone that drinks liquids, because that's everybody. You know, focus in on, wouldn't it be better to focus in on the clients that are, you know, in the Southampton area, that spend a lot of money, that have larger houses, that have disposable income, that buy wine not just for themselves to drink, but buy wine as gifts to give to other people. So if you own a winery, don't focus in on everyone. And I'm not saying to completely exclude them, but I'm saying to make a special focus on these prime customers. Find these people that you want to do business with and reach out to them. Reach out to them, give them something of value that you're not giving to anyone else. So you reach out to these people and you say, you know what, okay, I'm a winery. Let's say you do direct mail. You get this list, you send it out to 500 people. You're a winery, you send it out to some people in Southampton that you know that fit your demographic. You send them something nice. And by the way, this is just a tip, it's not in my notes, the most opened piece of direct mail is a card. If you send them like a postcard, people get that stuff and they throw it away. If you send them a nice little card, like in an envelope, a greetings to you, people open that stuff because it's enjoyable to them. Like, ooh, what is this? This is pretty cool. Wow, I'm invited to something? This is exclusive? Oh, this is interesting. People want to feel exclusive. So if you make these prime customers feel exclusive, and I'm going to use the winery example. So you say, okay, well, instead of taking all my marketing dollars and putting it up in all these magazines and doing some TV commercials and say, hey, come buy my wine. I have great wine. I have red wine. I have white wine. It's really delicious. It's 2 years old. It's 10 years old. It's 15 years old. Once again, if I say that, only people that want wine today or want a 10 or 15-year-old bottle of wine or want a red or white wine are going to buy it. The people that aren't thinking about wine today aren't going to buy it. The people that don't think they need wine, well, yeah, you know, I can get the stuff from the grocery store. It's fine enough. Why would I spend the extra dollars on something nice from a local winery? They're not going to come to you. They're not going to respond. However, if you send this out to your prime customers, and instead of asking them to do business with you, you give them something. And you say, okay, you send these things out to these 500 people in Southampton, and you say, okay, well, here's an invitation. I want to invite you. And, come down anytime after 6 p.m. This is an invitation for you and one other person. Come into our winery. I want you to taste what we have. I'm offering you 2 free glasses of wine and a bottle to take home if you like it. Now you're going, yeah, well, a bottle of wine's costing me 10 bucks, 12 bucks, whatever it is. It's a lot more expensive than just sending a postcard or putting a thing in the mail. Right. But if you target this smaller amount of people that are prime customers, guess what? Now they're going to feel exclusive. They open this up and they go, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. Who's not going to want 2 free glasses of wine? Unless they absolutely don't drink. You're always going to miss some people. There's always 30% no. But aside from that portion, if they weren't thinking about it, do you now have them thinking about it? They're thinking about your wine. They're going, well, I wasn't really thinking about wine, but hey, it'll be Friday night. We'll go down. We'll get 2 free glasses of wine in a bottle. That's pretty cool. Well, guess what? Now if you have a good product and you have a good service, well, they're going to go down. They're going to feel special about it. And you make sure that your salespeople and whoever are interfacing with these folks are aware of this. And they, okay, if you see this card, let's make sure, put them in this private little table, make them feel special, whatever. They have a great time there. They get this free product. They come home. Now they also take your product back. So they might have some friends who, oh, you got to taste this wine. It was really good. It was so awesome. They give us this private table. It was very cool. So now you're not only reaching these people. Because guess what? What winery are they going to go to now? As long as they enjoy your wine. If you have really crappy wine, they're not going to come back. But if you have good wine, they're going to come back. They're going to go, well, why am I going to go to the grocery store? Why am I going to order from here? I'm going to go to these folks. Because they were nice to me, they helped me out, they gave me this free stuff, it was very delicious, I enjoyed it. They're going to come back, and now you've reached a customer that isn't buying a bottle, 2 or 3 times a year. You're going to a customer that maybe for the holidays is buying cases of this stuff to give to their employees, to give to their friends, to give to their family, to have at their, their holiday dinner. That's a lot better. So instead of reaching one person that buys 3 bottles, you may have reached one person that buys 300 bottles. That's a lot of other customers. And they're going to continue to come back so long as you give them good service and good wine. And on top of that, people in those types of, the higher echelons of that you're marketing to, they don't watch advertisements. It's something like 60% of anyone that makes over $100,000 is a DVR. They fast forward through every commercial. They don't click on banner ads. So you're reaching these people that are so hard to reach because you're giving them something. Everyone's so used to being asked to buy something, purchase this, have this, purchase it, come here, come in, come on in. But if you give something away, you're going to stand out in the crowd because nobody does it. So now you're going to stand out in the crowd, you're going to get a better customer who's going to buy more, and they're going to tell their friends who are also in that type of community. Do you immediately, when you see a commercial for a restaurant on TV, for example, that says, oh, we're beautiful and the fish looks good and whatever it is, a nice meal, awesome. Do you immediately go, wow, I got to go down there and try it, no matter how good it looks on TV? You may consider it, and you may go. But once again, it's only the 10%. But if your friend came to you and said, wow, I went down to this restaurant, it was so awesome, it was really delicious, the food was amazing, the maitre d' took care of us, it was so awesome, you have to try this place. Chances are you're going to try this place. And if you're a guy, your wife's going, why aren't we there? Why aren't we taking on this place? What are we doing Friday night? So that's the difference in marketing. And now I know a lot of you are B2B. And you go, well, this is cool, but how does it apply B2B? It's a little bit different. You can take these same principles and you can apply it, but I'm going to give you something a little bit different. Create a list of your 50 best customers. The prime customers that you want to do business with. Absolute best. Your dream list. Keep it realistic. Don't say like, I'm in advertising. Sure, I'd like to be Coca-Cola's ad agency, but they're spending $1 billion on marketing. They're not coming to my company. Not today, maybe in a few years. But you want to keep it realistic, but you want your dream clients. Who are your best customers? Now put all of your efforts on closing those 50 customers. If you need to make a longer list, make it longer. You need to make it a little bit shorter, make it shorter. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. I'm just throwing out 50 as a good starting point. Focus all of your efforts on closing them because once again, as we all know, what happens to your business, especially a small business? You spend 80% of your time on 20% of your revenue. We all know that. Your clients drive you up a wall and you just deal with them all day. And guess what? You're their smallest paying client. Why? Why do we do this to ourselves? Why not focus in on the 20% that gives you 80% of your revenue and they don't bother you because they trust you and they know that you'll do a good job? So figure out what those 50 potential new customers are going to be and focus all of your energy on marketing to them. 49% of all salespeople give up after the first no. That's pretty good odds for you if you know that. After the first no, nearly 50% of every person making a sales call gives up if they get a no. Well, shit, if you make that second call Guess what? Now you have half competition. So you make that second call to them. Guess what? After 4 phone calls, 95% of all salespeople stop calling and stop trying for that client. After 4 no's. Do you know it takes 8.4 no's to get a yes on average in sales of any kind? Why is everyone stopping at 1 and 4? It makes no sense. So what you need to do is you need to come up with 8 ways. Come up with 8 ways to reach out to these people. And once again, and this is how it applies back to the B2C stuff, when you're reaching out to them, don't reach out and call up on the first call and say, "Hi, I have stuff to sell you. Come sell it. I know you already have a dealer for your lumber or whatever it is, but I want to be your lumber dealer." Don't call them up and say that. Give them something. Listen, we have this new tech, there's this new technology, there's this new device, there's new information out there. I have this case study that I want to share with you. No obligation, I just want to come in, have 20 minutes of your time, and just have a conversation. I'm not going to sell you anything. Coming from an ad agency standpoint, if I come into a business and I explain this to them and they didn't know it, I'm not saying, "Hey, listen," I'm not calling somebody up and going, "Listen, Coca-Cola, I know that you have an ad agency, but I want to be your ad agency." What are they going to say? They're going to go, "Yeah, we have an ad agency, thank you," because they're in the know. But if I call up and say, "Listen, I just want 20 minutes of your time. I'm going to come in and I'm going to explain to you how you're only reaching 10% of your audience. I'm going to explain to you that you can reach 70% of your audience. I'm going to show you how. Just 20 minutes of your time. I'm not going to ask you for anything. I'm not going to sell you my services. I want to show you this that I know that you guys aren't doing." They may say no, but call back on the second time. Give them a different reason. Give them a different reason to let you in to have that meeting, to explain this stuff to them. And once again, you're not selling them. You're not saying, "Well, I know you didn't take my call the last time, but I really think that we'd be the best ad agency for you." You're going to piss them off. And that's why most people give up after 4, because they piss them off so much that they're like, "If you call me again, I'm going to have your number blocked," so they give up 95% of the time. But the 5% that squeak through is because they haven't pissed them off, or they're crazy. Sometimes it is. I've gotten a few of those calls. I'm sure you all have. However, if you're giving them something of value, why are they going to eventually say no? You may get to call number 8 or 9 or email, whatever it is, and they may say, "You know what, listen, we are too busy. I don't have time for you. I don't care." But if you're giving them something of value, you're explaining something to them, you're giving them something back. I don't know what it is. You have to be creative. You know your industries better than I know your industries. I'm just using myself as an example of what I would do. But you guys all have these kind of things. "Listen, I can save you this much money." I said, "I'm sorry, I want to take a step back. Now I can save you this much money." You can save this much money if you did this differently. Because the minute you say "I," you want something. But if you say you can save money because if you change the way you do business, well, guess what? Now you've given something to them once you've gotten in that door. Now they're thinking about it when they weren't thinking about it before. They weren't thinking about, "Oh, well, maybe there's a way that I could save 70% on my marketing dollars, and I could reach 70% of the audience." They're not thinking about that. But if you can put that in their head, now they're thinking about it. Sure, may they not come to you? Yeah, there's a chance. There's always that chance. Look, it's business. This is what we do. But maybe that you started this conversation and you've given them something for free. And this is absolute proven fact. If you give someone something, knowledge, education, something for free, they actually feel the need to give you something back. It's proven over and over again. If I give something away, that person's going to feel the need inside of them to reciprocate with something. So if you fill them with knowledge and don't ask, they're going to give you something back. They're going to say, "Well, man, maybe we can't do this now, but man, this guy was great. He showed me all these cool things and whatever, but later down the line, I'm going to give this lumber company a call because I didn't know we could save 50% on our timber costs and whatever it is." So that's the way that you want to approach it from a B2B. So don't just sell, add value. And that's number 4, add value. And it kind of goes into what I've said. I only got 15 minutes here, so I'm going to move quickly through this because I know we want to get to the social media part, and you guys are going, "Oh my God, he hasn't even talked about social media. What the hell, isn't that what we came here for?" Yes, but if I didn't teach you this stuff, you get to the social media page and you get, "Yeah, cool, I have a Facebook page, I still have 14 friends, what the hell?" So if you change this stuff, the way that you think about marketing altogether, my God, Facebook's going to be easy, okay? So add value. And you guys can kind of go through some of this yourself, and if there's any of the blanks in there, it has the answers at the bottom. So I'm just going to kind of skim through them so we can get to the other stuff quickly. But educate your customers. Give them something for free. Once again, it goes back to what I was saying. Tell them why they need your product, not what it is. Don't say, I have a car with 4